One. All right, we're on. We're on.
What's up, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good, man. I'm good. Living the dream, you know. It's good
So
to
you
be
got
on
out
this
of work early today.
ish. I guess you can say that. Yeah, last patient canceled, so feel blessed, bro. I feel blessed.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that. I wore this hat. My hair's a mess, but it's the same color scheme as your logo.
Hey, I see what you did there. I like it. Appreciate the love.
So what's up, dude? Let's go through this, man. Where are you working right now?
I work at Implant Surgical. So I work in Toronto, Canada. I work at a place called Implant Surgical Care. Got a couple other oral surgeons there. There's Dr. Leslie David, who's the practice owner. There's Dr. Jonathan Pong out there too. And yeah, it's been good so far, man. It's been a good, what's it been now? 8 months? Yeah, somewhere around there. So still, growing, still learning, but enjoying the process, man. Enjoying the ride for sure.
Yeah, and congrats, man. 8 months out. All the boards are over with now, right?
Everything's done, man. Like I was talking to you about, man. Like the American boards, they just finished, got the results, got the green light, got the pass.
That's right.
But yeah, I got some stuff for you when it comes time. But make sure you have a good study group. Whoever is listening to this and who's going to be taking this board exam, review courses are good. I went to Nashville, very solid course, very dense. I think there's like 36 cases, and then they'll ask 36 people to go up. So if you're ballsy enough, you'll get up there and you'll get roasted by a panel of I think they're past examiners. But nevertheless, you go through 36 cases and they teach you how to answer the questions, what they're looking for. And you don't have to know everything, but you have to know, it's a game. You have to know what to answer. So definitely hit the review courses. I know a couple guys that I know went to the LSU one. They found that super useful. I think they said it was a bit more lecture-based. So if you're more of a lecture-based learner, that might be for you. But Nashville was more of a hands-on thing. I'm more of a hands-on learner. So that was more for me. And then
definitely hands-on.
You got to have a good group with you. So co-residents, your seniors, or if you're taking it a little later, your juniors, whoever you can scour, just get on Zoom every, we did it, once every week for the first few months. And then when it got down to crunch time, we would meet up like 2-3 times a week, just after work and stuff in the evening. So it's a collaborative effort. It's a team effort. You got to have a good squad and you'll pass.
Sounds good to me. I'm going to be getting on that soon. Yeah, that'll be the early bird one is like 6, 7, 8 months from now.
You started yet?
We'll get there when we get there.
Okay, man. I've been there. I was like that too. My advice to you is start now, but life doesn't always allow.
Really? Start now? You think so?
I think I put a good, you said 8 months? I think I put upwards to a year. But then again, I might just be a slow learner. But earlier is better for sure, man. Get on that soon.
That's true. I have been starting to put in a little bit each day. I gotta stick to that a little bit more. It's just, dude, I'm still on primary colon, like weekends, whatever. I don't know.
How many do you guys have? 2 a year?
3 a year, 16 altogether, 2 6s and 1 4 each year. Okay. Yeah. Are you from Toronto?
I am from Vancouver, British Columbia. And
okay, so yeah, up in Canada.
I'm from the West Coast. I did dental school. I did undergrad dental school out there. And then I joined the military program up here in Canada. And then they shipped me all the way out to Ontario. And I worked north of Toronto by about an hour. But I lived in the city of Toronto, but I would drive up an hour and some minutes up each way and then come back down. So it would be like 2.5 to 3 hours of driving a day. Not ideal. Don't recommend it. But I got to live in Toronto. Still my favorite city in the world. Decided to come back.
Yeah? Is it?
New York's
That's great. Now you get to live there.
New York's a close second, though. Thought about it for a hot minute.
Did you really? Did you ever live in New York?
No, but my best friend, he's doing residency out there. So I would be out there a lot. And like even in first and second year, when, time is not, when you're not as free, I would still find myself in New York a lot.
It's a lot.
Get out of Philly whenever I could, not gonna lie.
Which dental school did you go to?
I went to UBC, University of British Columbia.
So you've been just entirely in Canada the whole way. I thought maybe you did a little more in the United States.
The truth is, I did want to go to dental school in the US. Like I had this all mapped out in my head. I did the whole like ADSAS thing. I interviewed. I think I got acceptances to, I forgot which ones. I know the one I ended up paying a deposit to was USC. I wanted to be in California. I wanted to be in SoCal. Like it was a dream. I wanted to make it happen. And so I paid the deposit. My mom was like, hey, for me, can you just apply to the home school? Like, apply to the hometown school. And if it doesn't work, whatever, at least you can say you tried. And so I was like, sure, make mom happy. Let's just do it. Didn't put that much prep into it, in all honesty. Walked in there, I won't say half-assed it, but didn't put my full effort. Okay, that's true. And then the results came out. My inbox goes ding. I'm like, okay, let's check it out. Probably going to be a no, you didn't get accepted. And then in big letters in red, congratulations, you made it into the class of 2017. And I was like, oh man, do I tell my mom or not? I was honest though. So I told her and she was like, okay, you made it in. You have to go to the hometown school. And I was like, all right, there goes the SoCal dreams, my friends.
What's the tuition difference between there and USC?
Crazy. I think USC, and we're talking like Canadian versus American dollar, right? So USC, I think education and board, like so tuition fees and board was north of American.
Yeah, it's like 80, 100, whatever it may be. But then in Canada, what's in British Columbia?
I think it was around 50 to 60,000, and that's Canadian. So if you convert that, you're looking at like high 30s, low 40s American. So not
dude,
even
that's
close.
nothing.
Not
That's
even close.
nothing.
So at the end of the day, I think me listening, be a mama's boy, it paid off.
Yeah, I think so too. So did you were able to see her enough, like during dental school?
Oh yeah, I think I lived at home for a little bit, and then I moved out for like I think second half of second year, third year, and fourth year. I lived outside, out of home, but no, I got to see my parents a lot. So mom got her way.
That's good. But you never got to live the SoCal dream.
Still a dream, man, and who knows? My fiance and I always talk about, man, just imagine a house on the hills out there. That'd be crazy.
Well, now you know I mean, I was going to say, I mean, now you can, at least you get time to travel now a little bit, right? How many weeks off a year do you have?
Nothing's set in stone. I think I haven't had that talk with the boss, but I would say somewhere around 6-7 weeks of vacation a year.
Whoa!
I don't know if I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna take all of them right away. Still laying the land over here, but I would say 6 weeks would be ideal.
That's great.
We have some destinations in mind. We've both been to Japan before, but we want to go back to Japan, travel Asia a little bit. You know, we live out on the east side of Canada, so we've been doing a lot of Europe lately. We went to Portugal this past. Portugal was like a 6-hour flight. We were just there this past December. Where else did we go? Went to Italy, proposed there like a year and a half ago.
That's exciting.
We did Paris and the UK. So I think we're a little Europed out for right now. We're gonna try and go to Asia a little bit. Switch things up a little bit.
Would you ever consider South America? Oh, in the U.S. Well, you could kind of drive here to an extent. Right?
I also just came back from Mexico. Not quite South America. I didn't make it all the way down there. Never been to South America. Would like to go.
Where'd you go in Mexico? Tulum? Mexico City?
We went to Playa del Carmen. So not too far from Tulum.
Okay.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time. A little bit of R&R. That was my first vacation. Was it? That was my first real like relaxing vacation since work started. In Portugal, we were kind of on the go, trying to see a little bit of everything. But this Playa del Carmen trip was my first like, let's put the sandals on, put the shorts on, and kick back a little bit.
Yeah, kick back a little bit. Love that. Dude, tell me the history of oral surgery, guy. I mean, you did you started during residency, right? But you kept private, everything. What was your thoughts behind that? I'm seeing that a lot. Omac's face, he's still staying private. Everyone's like, Dr. Angina, he's staying private. A lot of oral surgeons want to stay private these days.
I know. I think Bloody Tooth guy started it. Kind of
True. Yeah.
Incognito. There's something about, there's something about mystery that draws people. Nobody knew who I was for the longest time, and then I guess I kind of made it more of a work page. So there I am. My face came out. So there it is. But I definitely it was fun to be incognito though. You'd always have like 5 people slide in each week and ask who you are and what program you went to. You'd say, I can't tell you.
Leave me alone. That's so funny. That's funny. I did do the incognito with my buddy for a while with students of dentistry. We did do that. But so I know what you mean. You got to do it. But Yeah, no, the times are changing. I feel like corporate, like, I don't know, corporate pages where there's like an icon. It's like whether it be a company or a brand, it seems like social media is going more in the trend towards personalities and people. So have you seen that with your page at all?
Yeah, I think, it's funny. When I first came back to Toronto, I don't obviously I'm new to the community. I didn't do my residency here. I didn't do dental school here. I'm still a
True.
new face in the Toronto dental community, and so I started doing quite a few lectures with Dr. Leslie David, the boss,
Mm.
and she started bringing me along to these lectures and the lecture circuit and all that. And when she would introduce me, she'd be like, "This is Sean Lim. He's the new oral surgeon at the practice." And then there'd always be a few faces that would be like, is that who I think it is? Is that the oral surgery guy? And to be honest, most people probably know me better by that handle than they do by my real name. So
Isn't
it
that
worked.
funny how that works? Yeah.
And in terms of like social media, a lot of clinics out there, the pages are quite generic. And I think having a page
Mm.
like the one you have or the one I have, personality,
Mm.
definitely. That's what we run off of, like we show people that
Yeah.
there is a different side to oral surgery, a different side to what we do. And it may not be for everybody. Like from my page, it's kind of gory. So I don't think it's for everybody. I think it's more for other dental professionals to see what I'm
Yeah.
doing or what I'm up to. Not really for the general public. I've had a couple patients roll through and they were like, "Look, I don't want to know what you do because I looked at the page, so just knock me out."
Who's this Dr. Leslie David? Let me see. Would I be familiar with her?
She did all her training up in Canada. She went to University of Toronto for residency. She did McGill University in Montreal for dental school.
This is her
Yeah,
founder. No, I'm not familiar with her.
she
So she's
is
the sole owner of your practice?
she is the sole owner. Yeah,
Sole owner.
she is a superstar. She does a hell of a lot of zygomatic implants. Call her the Zygo
Really?
Queen. She's the Zygo Queen of Toronto, Ontario, maybe Canada.
Looks like a great practice.
It's
That's what you
been
want to
good.
be doing, right? Zygos, implants.
Yeah, and you know what? Like they always say, your first job may not be your last one, and I don't know what the future holds. But in terms of
Mm.
being, I feel very fortunate to be where I am right now. She's a great mentor for me and to me. The work environment's great. Everybody at work is wonderful, very pleasant. And
Yeah.
so, in terms of a first job, I must say I feel pretty blessed and very happy and
Dude,
content.
I've been looking at it, and yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but dude, I totally agree. Like I feel like whether it's your first job or like last job or not, that work environment, I feel like mentoring is by far and away. It's not salary, it's maybe location, but mentoring I think is the number one thing because the first 3 years out of residency is translating to the next 30 years. If you kind of try and skip a step or whatever, you don't have good mentoring, you're kind of just out on your own in the weeds in those first 3 years, you're not learning, you're not getting mentored. That's going to translate to kind of slower growth over the 30 years, right?
I agree. And this went because I worked as a general dentist for 2 years before,
Did you
and
really?
I did. So with the whole military program, I was a general dentist for 2 and a bit years.
Okay.
And so I must say, I've had my share of experiences with good mentors and bad mentors. There are people who, and this kind of goes, it doesn't even just apply to oral surgery. This can apply to general dentistry or any other specialty. But when you get out there and you get your first job, like you said, the first 3 years could define your next 3 decades. And whenever you interview with a place, they, they'll always tell you, yeah, we're going to give you mentorship. They'll always sell you on the good things. And it doesn't always pan out.
Mm.
That's boss X will tell me, yeah, come in, join me. I'll show you the ropes. I'll teach you tips and tricks, blah, blah, blah. And then you start the job and you don't even see them. Like you're doing your own thing. He or she's doing their own ththing. And then once they're done, they pack it up and go home. There is no communication. You kind of feel scared to reach out to them. And then there's other bosses and other practice owners who live up to their word and they'll take you under their wing. And we've all been there. Like when you finish middle school, you knew enough to do dentistry. There's still a lot to be learned. And when you come out of residency, it's the same thing. There's a lot to be desired. And when you have a good mentor, like you said, getting to that next step, you can get there a lot faster when you're under someone's wing. And when
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you think would you say you found that practice with Dr. David, or did she kind of find you, or was it mutual?
I think it was fate. I think it was fate. I was shopping around a little bit, and I emailed her cold turkey, like out of the blue. Didn't hear back from her for a little bit. And I was like, oh man, oh well, I tried. The way I found her was I knew quite a few general dentists and a couple of specialists back here in Toronto. And so in my last year, my fourth year, my chief year, I reached out to all of them and I was like, hey, look, I'm coming back. Is there an oral surgeon that, like, what, if you had to pick one oral surgeon, who would you pick? And they all said this name. I shot her an email, didn't hear back. And I was like, you know what? Oh well, whatever. I tried. And then I was back for another interview, and I got an email. My inbox went ding, and opened it up, and it was her, and she was like, "Hey, are you still looking for a job?" And I'm like, "Well, this is crazy. I'm in town right now. Do you want to meet up?" And she was like, "Come to the office tomorrow morning. Let's chat." We had chat over coffee for an hour. Guess we liked each other because now we're working together.
How long was that between the initial email and the response?
Oh, she's a busy lady, so I understand why the email came 3 months later, but I want it. Yeah, I think 3 months, man. I think about 3 months.
3 months, dude. Dude, that's crazy. I would have thought like, all right, forget it. We're moving on. 3 months.
Trust me, bro. I moved on.
Yeah.
Then she hit me back up 3 months later. So
that really is fate. You're not kidding. Like the stars really align there. You could have already signed a contract and been done with it by that point.
I was close to putting pen to paper. And then she slid right back in, man. So here we are.
Yeah. And it sounds like you have a good mentor. Yeah. And if everyone recommended her, you know it's the right thing. This other practice you were looking at, DSO, private practice, academia, what were you thinking?
No, to be honest, I shopped all over. And I recommend that for everybody. I looked at a couple corporate gigs. And I shopped on both sides of the border. And I know I'll watch your stories and I see that you have a lot of Canadians asking you questions. Even today, you posted a couple things about Canadians' chances in getting to OMFS or what to do or how to improve your chances, well, whatever. So I'm speaking as a Canadian. I applied on both sides of the border. I applied both private, corporate, DS, whatever. I applied all over the place. And you just got to feel it out. Everybody's a little bit different. You know, I'm not the same as you, and you're not the same as the next guy. So find what works for you. Some people want to be an associate for the rest of their life. They want to make their X% and go home. Some people are happy with that. And they don't want to worry about staffing and ordering materials and blah, blah, blah. Some people want to be business owners. They like that challenge. I don't quite know where I am right now. I don't know what kind of person I am yet. I can see myself either or. So I'm still testing the waters. And hopefully sooner than later, I'll know what kind of person I am. But I encourage everybody to shop your options before signing, for sure.
Yeah, it's great that you have your eyes open to that too. And that you have the self-awareness to say you don't really know yet. I see a lot of people graduating, like this year. You see a lot of graduates new coming out of oral surgery residency, and they think they know everything. And it's like, you don't know anything about business. You know nothing about marketing. You don't even have an Instagram page. You know nothing. And they're talking like they know everything about oral surgery, and maybe, but like being a practice owner is totally different. No, that's good to hear that you're kind of like, I'm going to take it one step at a time. You just finished your boards, dude. You're kicking back. You're traveling a little bit. You're right where you need to be, and you have a great mentor. That's, like we said, number one. I'm hoping to be there in a little over a year from now, but I'm going to try and follow in your footsteps and study a little bit more while I can. You did tell me that study while you're in residency, because afterwards you're not going to have that time. That's such great advice, man. I know it's true, and it's so hard.
It's hard, man. You live in New York City too. There's always something going on. After residency, I thought it might get a little bit easier, but then life hits you. You have more responsibilities. You know, real life begins. Some people like, I'm planning for a wedding. Some people have kids. You have work Monday to Friday, maybe Saturdays and Sundays, depending on who you are and where you work.
Do you work on weekends?
I do work on weekends. I do Saturdays. One Saturday a month, sometimes two, depending on the demand. But
okay, a month. All right, not bad.
I might be the only oral surgeon in Toronto or in the surrounding area that works on a Saturday. I don't know another oral surgeon anymore.
Interesting. Because it's like, I see a lot of,
That's my knowledge. So if there's another Toronto oral surgeon open on a Saturday, let me know. Hit me up.
No, I know in the States, a lot of oral surgeons work Saturdays. I don't know enough about Toronto or Canada, British Columbia areas. Huh.
Yeah.
That's great,
So
though. Less competition for you.
it's good. It's like that's another like little pro tip, I guess. When you're starting out, again, doesn't matter what field you're in.
Mm.
You gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the groundwork, and sometimes that means weekends, and nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. I think all efforts will pay off at the end, and that's what I'm hoping for here. So
Oh, absolutely. You don't have kids yet, right? You say you just got engaged.
yeah, no kids. And to be honest,
Yeah.
I was that kid. I was that guy that needed the Saturdays when I grew up. My parents were Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, very strict work schedules. The only time I went to
Yeah.
get any sort of dental care was on Saturdays. So something, it's kind of like me paying it forward because I was that person that
Mm.
Saturdays. So
I like
that's
that.
yeah.
I like that. And yeah, exactly. Like, while more responsibility, but still less than the years to come, now is the time to get those hours in, like you're saying. I like that. Tell me the story about your icon, the symbol, your profile picture.
I don't. It's very random. Like there is no real background story to it. I remember, like I said, when I started posting, I was incognito, and I needed a logo, and I was speaking to another social media page at the time, whom I was working with at the time, and he knew somebody who designed logos, and he
Hmm.
said, "You don't have a logo right now," and I said, "I don't." And he said, "I know somebody who might be able to help you out." And so he sent me an email, and he said, "Let me know what kind of look you're going for." And I think so. There's a brand called Maison Kitsune. I think I was wearing one of their shirts at the time. I don't know if you're familiar with the brand, but their logo is like a
Hmm.
fox. And I think I
Hmm.
just looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Fox, oral surgery. Cool. Can you just make me something along these lines?" And he came back with that logo, and I was like, "Sick." And so that's really how it came to be. There is no, I know you're probably hoping for a more extravagant story, but that's really how it came about.
Yeah, I totally thought that there was gonna be like a Shiba Inu or something in there. Like,
I
you
mean,
caught me off guard. All right.
I may have also delved into Dogecoin at the time. Maybe it was subconsciously influencing me, but maybe you're right.
You still got any crypto? Any Doge?
The Doge is gone, man. The Doge is gone. It's just Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've held it to the very bottom of the dip, and I'm gonna hold on to it till it moons again, man.
Which one, Doge or Bitcoin Ethereum?
Bitcoin, Ethereum, still holding, still
Well,
holding.
because Bitcoin's up, it's in the 60s.
It's back. It's definitely back.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I'm gonna hold for. I tend to hold on to things a little bit too long, so I might try and cut my ties a little sooner than later. But I still have Ethereum and Bitcoin. Doge, that's gone. It's long gone. How about you?
I got my.
You holding?
Oh yeah, I got Bitcoin and Doge. I don't have any Ethereum. It's just Bitcoin and Doge.
How's Doge
I'm
doing?
holding it. I'm holding it all. I'm going for the moon, man.
I'll see you up there.
I'm
Friend.
gonna set up a practice and I'll invite you up. I'll get a couple chairs going. We'll be taking out those teeth up on the moon.
Yeah, dude. Creator oral surgery on the moon. Let's do it.
I like
How
that.
about you, man? Tell me how's third year?
It's I'm finally starting to do bigger surgeries. I've done a Lafort now. I've done a BSSO. So finally, it took this long. It doesn't usually take this long in this program, but our program switched. We started to get post call after my first year. So my first year we got nothing. Then we started to get it, and that means now we have the same number of residents, right? But two things happened. Now we started to get post call, and the younger residents junior residents are now out. So the top need to cover clinic and stuff. So it took me from the OR. Two, they switched the program where the 6-year residents go into med school a little bit earlier, like 6 months earlier.
Okay.
So for 2 years, we were down an additional 2 to even 4 residents, like 2 residents most of the time. And who's going to make up for that? More 6 years? No, the 4 years are on more often, right? So I don't know. I just got taking a lot of call, cover a lot of pagers, cover a lot of clinic, and it just seemed to always take me from the OR, which was a little frustrating through the time here. But I'm finally starting to get to do bigger surgeries, the fun stuff I've been wanting to do. Chief here, I have 3 primary calls left. Obviously, you can see I'm counting down the days. I can't stand call. I can't stand it. And 1 year left, and then just trying to live that life like you.
Yeah, what's the plan? Are you staying in New York City or?
Maybe Toronto. No, I'm not coming up to Toronto.
Come on.
I could do the weather up there. I do like that weather, that cold weather. I I don't mind, but I'm thinking New York.
I grew up in Vancouver, and that's always like 9 months or 10 months out of the year. It's gray skies, it's rain. Whereas in Toronto, it's cold, but even when it snows, like the sun's still out. Like it never really rains. Like not like rain. Sun and snow are up here. Rain is down here. I absolutely hate rain. Can't stand it. So I'll never live in Vancouver again for that very reason alone.
But you like the sun and the obviously sun, but so you don't mind the snow so much.
I love the snow. It's beautiful.
Oh,
just
that's good. Everyone just complains about the snow here in New York, and it's like I get it, but it's pretty. It's nice. You see the snow in the trees.
Yeah. You live in an apartment. You look down. It's all white, snow-filled streets. It's nice, man.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. It's for me.
Yeah, it's pretty. I like it a lot. Yeah. So what do you think? What's the next steps? We'll probably wrap it up now. We're at about 30 minutes. What's next steps for you, man? You finish your boards? You're engaged? What are you thinking? I love your shirt too, by the way. I like that. It's KITH.
Yeah. Favorite brand. Most people who know me.
Great.
Most people.
Dude, I just saw. What was that?
It's my brand, man. Like my fiance always says, you own nothing but KITH. I'm pretty sure my closet is about 80% KITH. And anybody who knows me will know that. But yeah, no, thanks, man. I appreciate
we get
that.
you KITH, yeah. Dude, I just saw. Are you into watches at all?
So I want to get my first piece. I'm not a watch guy yet. A lot of friends up here are, a lot of close friends, family members. They're all into watches and they're trying to get me into it. So I'm looking at my first piece. How about you? Are you a big watch dude?
I love watches. I literally just last night saw a watch. I'll find it and send it to you. But it's a collab between KITH and I don't know if it's Omega. I forget who it was with, but it was KITH. And I was like, no way. What? They're doing watches now?
Dude,
so I'll have to send that your way, man.
They did a BMW M4 collaboration. They did.
Did they really?
Yeah. Yeah, send me that watch. Maybe that'll be my first piece.
I got to find it. Yeah. It looked very different. Like it caught me off guard. I think it was like yellow or something. Well, I'll find and send it over to you. What do you drive?
Right now, I'm still in a Volkswagen Golf R, so I'm still shopping.
Okay, well,
I'm still shopping. I've had the car for about 8 years though, so I'm looking to part ways pretty soon and get myself a little bit of an.
Forever?
I mean, it still runs, man. It's been good to me. I think I have like 100 miles on it, and it's still on its
50
original.
Or 15? That's not
and it's
bad.
Still on its
8 years.
It's a good
That's
car,
not
man.
Bad.
It's a good car, and it's stick too. I have it on. It's still on the original clutch.
Dude, I got an old Acura RSX clutch. Dude, driving manual is like it's awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, first of all, when I think I remember how old was I? I was a D2 in dental school. I think when I bought the car, and I remember they were like, "Do you want automatic or manual?" And I remember I couldn't drive manual. I was like, "Oh, this is sick! Like, I want to be like, just makes you feel so cool to be able to drive stick."
Yeah, Fast and Furious.
Dude, I bought the car, and I remember I'd driven stick once, and so I'm trying to drive this thing off the lot, and this is like one of the higher end Volkswagen cars, right? So I'm there. The guy gives me the keys. He's hyped for me. He's like, "Dude, I can't believe it! You got a 2016 Golf R, brand new off the lot. Enjoy it, man. There's only so many stick models out there." And I get in the car and I stall 3 times before I get out the lot.
In the lot.
And so my dad was with me and he was like, "Dude, man, what are you doing? Get out of the car. I'm driving home. Throw the thing home."
He took it over.
He did. He was
So
embarrassed.
he knows how to drive stick.
He does.
Oh, man.
That's for me though. Otherwise, just keep growing in this craft, man. It's being on the other side. Residency has dark days. Anybody who tells you they love residency that's BS. Like, there's residency's not
psychotic.
Yeah. It's not meant to be fun. It's meant to test you and build your character, and that it did for me. And now I'm on the other side, and you'll love it, man. Like, you get to wake up and do what you love every day, and you get paid for it at the end of the day. But yeah,
that'd be nice for once.
It's a great career. It's very rewarding. It's, you get to see the fruits of your labor right away. You get to change people's lives daily.
Are you doing any yeah, man, thank you. Yeah. And dude, you too. Dude, I'm trying to follow in your footsteps. You doing any, like, what's your favorite thing to do day to day? You do any big cases? You do any orthodontics in the hospitals? You just kind of keeping it private in the office?
So mainly private practice, mainly dental alveolar. So a lot of sedation aids, implants. Where I am in Toronto, a lot of people are interested in getting immediate implants. So a lot of immediate implants are going in these days, starting to get more full arch cases rolling in. And I started up at a local hospital up here. So we'll be taking some orthodontic cases. I'll be taking call out there too, so trauma cases. So that's really the bulk of what I'm doing or what I'm trying to be doing up here.
How often you got to take call over there?
It's like every 7 weeks or so. There's about 7 to 8 oral surgeons on call.
7 weeks?
It's a Q7 week, so it's a week at a time. There's no residents at the hospital that I'm at, so it's the attending.
Oh, so 7 days. Oh.
Yeah, so it's 7 days at a time, but it's once every 7 weeks.
Oh, 7 in a row, but every 7 weeks. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, now I'm following
you. Exactly.
Okay. All right, 7 weeks. So almost every 2 months. So that's not too bad. Yeah, you'll be getting some trauma in there.
Anything is better than what you're going through right now. So every 7 weeks, not too shabby.
That's not too bad. Yeah. And it's one of those deals where in order to get OR time, you need to take call for them. But do they pay you to take call those 7 days, I hope?
Yeah. You get paid to be on call. And it is part of the deal to get OR time. For me, the ideal situation was always to get somewhere between 2 to 4 ORs a month. Right now, starting out, I'm pretty content with the 2. And so that's kind of where we're at. And otherwise, I'm in the clinic Monday to Friday, sometimes Saturday. But life's good, man. And then you get off work and there's less. Well, right now, up till very recently, I was still in study mode. But now you get off work and you hang out. You watch the game, you go for a nice dinner, you hang out with the dog. It's good times, man. It's good times.
You be getting out of work and go right into studying? Oh my God. Oh.
Like when I was prepping for the boards, I think I was telling you, like, residency ends, but the hard work doesn't. At least not initially. But once you get through boards, then you're cruising at that point. Then life really.
Oof. I gotta put that all together. That's a lot.
You're almost there, man. You're almost there.
That's good stuff, dude. All right, man, dude. So yeah, let's talk soon. I really appreciate you taking the time, after a long day of work. Thank you for coming on a little bit earlier too. I appreciate that.
Man. Trust me, you're just as busy, if not busier than I am. You're probably busier than I am. So I appreciate your time.
But you know how it goes.
I appreciate the time, man. Hey, I'm only a year removed from being a resident, man. I know.
And congrats too. The boards, you finished residency. We'll touch base soon, man, and I'll let you know. I'll start getting on some studying tonight. Actually, I'll do it. Thanks for pushing me on that too. I definitely need that.
No worries, bro. Next time I'm in New York City, I'll let you know. We'll meet in person for sure.
Dude, let's do it. Please let me know.
Yeah, like I said, my best friend lives down there, so I'll find myself down there a little bit more often than not.
Well, summer's here now, man. It's 80 degrees in New York right now, so this summer you better make your way down here with those 6 weeks off.
I'll see you, man. I'll see you for sure then. I'll be down there.
All right, brother. We'll talk soon. Thanks again.
All right, man. Take care.
All right.